Zillow just came out with an article, and their economists just realized their outlook for 2026. And for the first time in a long while, the message is clear. It's cautiously optimistic. Whether you're ready now or just starting your journey, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Purchase Path Podcast by Azcension Homes. My name is Des Losberg, and our mission here is simple. We don't just build homes, we build homeowners. Now, today's episode is a big picture episode, but one that directly impacts you if you're renting, if you're saving, or if you're just trying to figure out when and how home ownership fits into your future. Now, Zillow just came out with an article, and their economists just realized their outlook for 2026. And for the first time in a long while, the message is clear. It's cautiously optimistic. So today I'm going to break down what they're seeing, what it actually means in real life for you, and how we at Azcension Homes are already positioning our buyers for this next phase in the market. So the first thing that the article talks about is that the market is stabilizing. Now, for the past couple years, possibly even 3 years, the housing market has been tough. Buyers have felt priced out, sellers felt stuck, renters felt trapped. But according to Zillow's chief economist, the market is finally settling into a healthier, more balanced market. So what does that mean? And what does it mean for you? Well, it means that buyers and sellers are starting to return. It means affordability is slowly improving, and it means that inventory is growing. And basic supply and demand economics show when supply increases and demand increases at the same time, that is a stabilized market. And most importantly, it means that 2026 should give everyone a little more breathing room. That aligns exactly with what we're seeing on the ground here in Arizona, especially in communities like Arizona City, Eloy, Casa Grande, and other areas of Phoenix and the Tucson area. It's not a boom, it's not a crash. This is just normalization and a balanced market. And with normalization, that's when smart buyers win. The second part of the article is they talk about modest home price growth. Now, Zillow is projecting home prices nationally to rise about 1.2% in 2026. That's pretty modest. And it's not a lot of runaway appreciation. We're not seeing a huge decline or depreciation. And that's really important. It builds stability and confidence in the market. Because when prices grow slowly, saving becomes possible again. Now, some markets will still cool and others will rebound, especially in the South. But cities like Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and yes, many Arizona city markets are expected to see a renewed stability after sharp swings in prior years. And now here's why it matters for you, the buyer. If your income continues to grow faster than home prices, even if it's slightly, affordability improves. And that's the gap that Azcension Homes focuses on closing. We design homes at price points that make sense before appreciation, not after. So when the market stabilizes, our buyers aren't chasing. They're stepping into ownership with intention. The third part of the article is they talk about mortgage rates. It's steady, not scary, and they have been on a decrease. So let's talk rates, because rates drive affordability and they drive demand. Zillow economists are clear about one thing. Mortgage rates are likely to stay close to 6% in 2026. It's not ideal, but it's not a deal killer. So rates coming down in 2025 have already pushed affordability to a 3-year high, and even small rate moderation helps. But here's the truth we tell our buyers at Azcension Homes. You don't need to wait for perfect rates. You can build purchase readiness, and you can get concessions to buy those rates down to create affordability now. So that's why we talk about interest rate buy downs. That's why we talk about creative financing. And that's why we have our lease to own programs and readiness strategies that don't depend on timing the Fed or timing interest rates. So when rates change, your preparation does not. The other part of the article is they talk about rent pressure and why renting longer costs more. Now, apartment rents are expected to stay flat for almost all of 2026, only rising 0.3% nationally. And that sounds good until you zoom out. The single family rent space has been projected to rise above 2%. Why? Because buyers are renting longer and landlords and property owners are trying to offset inflation. And when demand stays high, rent follows. And this is one of the biggest reasons we exist as a builder. We don't just ask, can you buy today? We ask, what would you take for you to buy in 6 to 12 months? Because every extra year renting costs more than people realize, and you're not building equity. Now, another part of the article, they talk about fewer new homes and more buyer incentives. And here's an important one. Builders are expected to slow new construction in 2026. Why? Well, construction costs are rising. It's expensive to finance. The home builders don't pay cash for these. They leverage and use investor money. Expensive labor market, expensive financing, and here's the upside for you buyers. The incentives are coming back. It means you can buy down the interest rate, you get closing cost assistance, and you do have flexible home purchase structures. But here at Azcension Homes, we don't have to wait for any of that. We don't have to wait for 2026. They're still going to be available to you through our programs. But here at Azcension Homes, incentives aren't a last-minute marketing trick. They're part of our strategy. We design affordability into the deal structure, not just the sticker price. So let's talk about homes that save you money. Another big trend that Zillow highlights in their article is money-saving home features that are becoming mainstream. We're talking energy efficient designs, lower utility costs, smarter layouts that reduce waste, and that's what our homes prioritize. Energy efficiency, thoughtful floor plans, long-term operating costs. And affordability isn't just what you pay on day one, it's what the home costs over the long haul and on a monthly basis. So let's talk about AI and a simpler buying experience. Now, finally, Zillow predicts AI will play a much bigger role in real estate in 2026. There's less friction, more automation, cleaner decision-making. And here at Azcension Homes, we see AI as a tool and not a replacement for trust. Technology should make the path clearer, not colder, and buying a home is still a personal decision. It's still emotional, and it still deserves guidance. So, with this new article released for 2026 outlooks, what's the big takeaway? Well, the big takeaway for you, the home buyer, is 2026 isn't about timing the market. It's about positioning yourself for ownership in a healthier, more balanced environment. So if you're renting or you're saving, or if you're just unsure about buying being feasible for you, or if it's realistic, that's exactly who this podcast is for. So reach out, let's get connection. Visit our website, azcensionhomes.com. That's with a Z, so AZCENSION homes.com. Follow us on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. My name is Des Losberg. It's been a pleasure working with you in 2025, and we look forward to 2026 because at Azcension Homes, we don't just build homes, we build homeowners. See you on the next episode. Follow the purchase path now on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen and start your journey with Azcension Homes. Your path, your purchase, your time.